I'm Taylor, that's Kenny, and we're back for a second time to my favorite place on earth, Scotland. This time, we're road tripping through the Highlands and Islands, seeing if it's as magical as we remembered. In this episode, we're roaming around private property.
Ready to go?
Is the thing on?
Oh, gotta turn it on, huh?
After a very good night's sleep and a lovely breakfast made for us by our host at the Manswood Country House, we're starting the day heading west from Lochern Head. It's a beautiful drive along A85 with velvety green hills and Munros popping up all over the place to let you know you're well and truly in the Highlands. Our end destination today is Oban, which is only about an hour and a half if you were to drive straight there, but we've got a few very special stops to make along the way. Our first stop is Kilchurn Castle. Andy the Highlander says it's not pronounced Kilchurn, but I think it's actually Kilchurn, but I've been saying Kilchurn, so we're going to go with that. We parked up at the lay-by and headed into a field, careful to read all the signs and keep everything as we found it. The field was very wet and full of cow patties, which led us to thoughtfully find our path one step at a time.
There's poop everywhere.
Could be a real shitty situation.
I wonder if we can go over there and that. A little bit mucky. This might be worse. Alright. Up and around then. It's the beginnings of the little real stream. Going all the way out. Oh. You can do it. And around and up and over. This has to be where people get married. It kind of looks like a ceremony site.
While we're mucking about in a field, I'll tell you a little bit about the castle across the loch. Kilchurn Castle sits right at the edge of Loch Awe, surrounded by unreal mountain views. It was built in the mid-1400s by the Campbells of Glenorchy, one of the most powerful families in the Highlands, and it started as just a 5-story tower house before expanding into this full-on fortress. Over the centuries, it saw its fair share of drama, with battles and sieges, and even a lightning strike that left it in ruins in the 1700s. Now it's one of the most photographed castles in Scotland, and it's easy to see why.
So Scotland has this right to roam law, which allows anybody to respectfully walk through anyone's property. So we just walked through a pasture with sheep and Highland cattle just right off the road. So it's a little bit different than America, where if you're on private property, you're breaking the law, then you could be, you know, prosecuted for it. So luckily they have that here, because I mean, look at what would be hidden if it were private, you know? Look at this beauty. Amazing. Ducks. If I make this into like a vlog for anyone other than my family, if you're ever coming here and you want to see the Kilchurn Castle, don't plug in your maps straight to it. Plug it into the Kilchurn Castle viewpoint and lay-by, and that'll bring you to where we got off. You'll get a better view of the castle. You won't have to walk as far, but you should wear boots because it's probably going to be boggy. How to get... oh, there's some rocks. That's helpful. Oop, 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 oop. And a big jump for Tay. Cool. I really love Scotland. This is our second time here, and I already have like 3 other trips planned because this is my favorite place in the world. I've not been to very many places, but when you know, you know. So I've got a whole lot planned. It's only day 2, but I'm already really, really happy with this day. I mean, come on. Let's go get the drone. You hear it? The view is in the grass. It was supposed to land on that rock next to it. There she is. They're so cute. We have a cow, a duck, a dark sheep, and a light sheep.
Just up the road is St. Conan's Kirk, which sits quietly on the banks of Loch Awe, and it's one of the most beautiful and unusual churches in Scotland. It looks ancient, but it's actually not that old, as it was built in the late 1800s by a man named Walter Douglas Campbell. He designed it himself for his mother, so she wouldn't have to travel all the way to Dalmally for church. Walter wasn't a formally trained architect, but he had a creative streak and a deep love for art, craftsmanship, and Scottish heritage. He personally designed and oversaw the construction of St. Conan's Kirk starting around 1881, adding to it for decades until his death in 1914. The Kirk was a passion project, built partly for his mother but also as a kind of love letter to Scotland's history and mythology. He drew inspiration from medieval architecture and local materials, often carving or designing details himself. Inside the Kirk, you'll find whimsical, almost storybook touches like cloisters, carved beasts, and small hidden corners that reflect his artistic personality. This is my new little friend, Hen. I love how dog-friendly Scotland is. I don't think we ever would be allowed to bring our dog Popcorn into a church in the US.
Are you exploring? You're sweet. You're a lucky dog. Yes, hello. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Inside, there's a small chapel that holds something pretty extraordinary, a fragment of bone said to belong to Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce was a Scottish king who led Scotland to independence from England in the early 1300s. He's best known for defeating the English at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, securing Scotland's freedom and becoming a national hero. After his death in 1329, Bruce's body was buried at Dunfermline Abbey, and his heart was taken on a crusade before being returned to Scotland. Over the centuries, relics connected to him were scattered across the country, and this small piece is believed to have come from his tomb when it was opened in the early 1800s. Walter Douglas Campbell was so devoted to Scottish history that he built a shrine for it here, a way to honor Bruce's legacy right in the heart of the Highlands. The tomb inside the Kirk has an effigy of Bruce carved from teakwood and alabaster stone, lying in armor, sword at his side, surrounded by light streaming through the glass. Outside, the view of Loch Awe stretches all the way to Kilchurn Castle, tying together centuries of Scottish history in one sweep of the landscape. I met another animal lover holding what appears to be the church cat, and we wondered about his name.
Hi.
I have no idea of this cat's name.
Oh, it's gotta be Conan.
Or Kirk.
Oh, Kirk. Yeah. Oh, he's penis.
I don't know which option I like better, but I think they both suit him.
Oh, I'll get you. He's being summoned.
What is he laughing about? Why is he laughing? What has happened?
And as soon as he stands up, a group of 3 people walk out the door. Get there right in the middle of the shot. So, just sitting there. Slowly come down. Slowly. Get down here. A guy comes up.
And then I come out.
He walks down. And then it's almost open. And then you walk out the door.
Where was he?
The camera guy?
Yeah.
He was right here.
Oh. He said, never mind. Look at the gutter spouts. There's a rabbit on the right and a pig or something on the left. Maybe a hippo.
Something I'm always interested in when we visit is the massive variety of plants and flowers and moss and lichen growing everywhere. Up walls and out of cracks and crevices. It's crazy and I love it. The temperate climate of the British Isles is a plant lover's dream.
What are you? Why are you so beautiful? Look at how beautiful the clematis is. Oh, wow. Hi, cutie. How are you? Ready to go? The midges are getting you.
This was an unplanned and kind of random stop, but we were driving down the road to Oban and saw a whole bunch of sailboat masts, and with the sky being so blue and gorgeous, we thought it would be an interesting spot for some photos.
We stopped at this marina before Oban, and there's a lot of really cool boats. Bird! It flew away. It didn't want to meet me, but it was cool. I need to look it up later. You are a cool bird. Even this place is cool.
Turned out to be a really calm and peaceful place, and we just spent some time looking at all the wildlife and the little things going on. There are pros and cons to renting a car and driving yourself around a destination, and being able to stop on a whim at a random spot like this is one of the pros.
That is the airport at Oban. It has 2 runways, a little plane. Kind of a hairy come in though.
Might take off and land the same direction.
Land the same direction? Land like that?
Towards the mountain and then take off away from it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wanna go gander at the next?
Okay.
You happy?
Yeah.
We've finally reached our final stop of the day, Oban. It's a small coastal town on Scotland's west coast, often called the Gateway to the Isles, because this is where ferries leave for places like Mull, Iona, and the Outer Hebrides. Oban started out as a tiny fishing village, but it really came to life in the 18th and 19th centuries when the distillery opened and the railway arrived. From then on, it became one of the busiest little ports in the Highlands. The town curves around a sheltered bay with colorful buildings, seafood restaurants, and that postcard-perfect view out to Carrera Island. Up on the hill, there's McCaig's Tower, a big circular stone monument that looks a little bit like a mini coliseum. During World War II, Oban played a surprisingly big role. It was used as a base for flying boats and naval operations, and the harbor was filled with Allied ships. Today, it's a lively mix of locals, travelers, and island hoppers with a charming and laid-back coastal vibe.
What do you think of Oban?
It's pretty pretty.
That is so much prettier than I thought it was going to be, though.
What a beaut! And this is our hotel. Our room is that one. Make it that view. This is Kilchurn House, a very cute little hotel with a comfortable room and blackout curtains, which we found were very necessary for summer in Scotland, as the sun doesn't start setting until around 10 p.m. and is back up by 4:30. Kenny started a film photography hobby last year, and so he brought a couple cameras with him on this trip. I decided right here that I wanted to try it out too, so he loaded the film for me. Am I having fun yet?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, you're always having fun.
I've been having fun for days, for weeks.
Yeah.
Except for yesterday, actually. Yesterday I wasn't having a lot of fun.
This really wasn't fun.
No. So, what does your Cinestill 400D? It has a purple tinge?
Purple or green. Can, I don't know. It's a modified cinema film.
Well, it's a cinema film. Okay. Okay, so we're in Oban. And just behind this very large building. Oh, he's already seen it. It's McCaig's tower, and we'll be going up there later for sunset, but for now we're going to explore the harbor on our way to dinner. This is nice.
You're a goof. You're a goof.
Where are we currently? We are right there. And tomorrow we're going out there. No, straight out in front of us is Carrera. This is an inaccurate map as far as directionally.
Oh, so it's the big one out there.
Yeah, the one behind it. Mull. So Carrera is this black, and then behind is Mull. We found Poppy a stuffy to bring home. So... It was at this point that I didn't know the microphone was on in my pocket, so all of the audio in the following clips is completely unusable. But I'm asking Kenny what he thinks Mull is going to be like, what he knows about it. Basically, I plan these trips because I'm very into it, and Kenny's just along for the ride, and it's kind of, some things are kind of a surprise to him, which is also really fun for me as well. So I know it's coming up, but he doesn't. We wandered down to the ferry terminal to get the lay of the land for tomorrow's departure, and we met a friendly man and his pretty dog. This is Idris, and isn't he a good boy? Something caught my eye off in the distance, which turned out to be something really neat to see. This is the paddle steamship Waverley, built in 1946, and in 2025 she's celebrating 50 years of preservation since being saved in 1975. So we're just walking around Oban, and the world's last steamship, a seagoing steamship, the Waverley, is here, and it's very loud, but it's so cool. We just got done walking around Oban all day, and Oban is so much prettier than I thought it was. Oops. But I just love this place. I just love Scotland so much. It's just so pretty. We're walking up here in a back path, and it's just off the main road, but you can barely hear any cars, only birds. It's just very peaceful. I think we're both in love. After dinner, we got back in the car to catch the sunset up on the hill at McCaig's Tower. On the way up, we drove through neighborhoods with gorgeous terrace-style homes. I know I'm not the only one, but I love to look up real estate wherever we travel and just imagine what it could be like to be a resident in such a beautiful spot. And this neighborhood was especially peaceful tonight. We're going up to McCaig's Tower behind me. It was built by a guy in the 1890s who really liked Roman and Greek architecture, so he built this thing for £5,000, which is like 690,000 pounds today, something like, I don't know, $900,000. But he built it, and he was going to build a tower in the center of it, and then he wanted to have a statue of himself and his kids and his parents, and he's just like a rich man, like a architect or whatever. And so but then he died a few years later, and this is all he completed, and his kids didn't want to continue his work, so they contested his will and took the money and ran. Are you single? No? Oh! Lucky lady! Okay. Hi. You enjoying the view? Some salt from the sea air, and then it goes all the way up to form little stalactites you can kind of see right there and there, and it's just dripping down. Beautiful.
chilly. What time is it? Is this the last ferry of the day? Or is there one more?
And Highland 53.
What do you hope for tomorrow?
I just hope we make it there safe and careful on our journeys.
On our journeys.
Cross on a ferry boat.
It's gonna be fun. I love a ferry boat. Toodaloo.